In physics, we have something called the giggle factor. That is, anyone talking about UFOs will find themselves drummed out of the scientific community. UFO research is the third rail of science. When speaking about flying saucers and UFOs, people are going to laugh behind your back, and there goes your career. My attitude is, we have to have an open mind to the possibility that a civilization could exist that is 1 million years ahead of us. However, scientists sometimes judge alien technology on the basis of what we can do, not on the basis of what a Type 3 civilization, millions of years more advanced than ours, can do.
Slow speeds, that air is smoothly displaced by a plane's forward motion. But when traveling closer to the speed of sound, in what is called the transonic zone, the waves become more compressed, and those compressions force some of the airflow beyond the speed of sound. The sound barrier loomed as an impenetrable wall against manned flight, pummeling airplanes with violent shock waves when they approached it, and causing some, like the P-38 Lightning, to lose control in high-speed dives, with disastrous results.
UFOs, flying saucers, fly like in their own home, and we are very excited about that.
If this film indeed corresponds with Vereshchagin's story, what we are looking at is the scene of the crash site in Pereyaslawski, as viewed by a camera on top of a military truck. The focal point of this scene is here, and indeed appears to be a disc embedded in the ground. Here we see soldiers exiting the truck, led by a captain. The troops are met by another officer, this one a major, and then they join other soldiers and officers already on the scene. This footage is one of 4 reels of film acquired during our investigation.
Explore it.
This film footage certainly seems to depict interest by Russian military personnel in the object that is seen sticking out of the ground. Soldiers, officers, and civilian-clothed agents are deployed around the site, and they appear to be both guarding and examining the object.
Now, if we are really a Type 0 civilization, and beings of a Type 3 civilization can soar across hyperspace, they are perhaps millions of years more advanced than us. The distance between us and ants would be the same comparable distance between Type 3 and a Type 0 civilization.
Vertigo Mach, the track bears 2009 miles, sir.
Thank you for Vertigo.
Vertigo Mach, it looks like we have a no-shoot, sir. Vector 200, put it on your nose, 8 miles, look for an impact.
BC, negative.
We are so arrogant, we're so conceited, that we say they must visit us. We're so important that they're going to interrupt all their business just to come to us and give us a little bit of super technology. I don't think so.
Bill, it is amazing the action on YouTube already just in the last 24 hours. People playing music behind these videos, anticipating the end of the world. This seems like a much more likely explanation, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does, Harry. You know, rockets can fail in spectacular ways, and when you look at vehicles up out of the atmosphere where there's no pressure constraining those contrails, it gets quite dramatic. We had a YouTube video, I think, of a Trident missile launch off Cape Canaveral back in 1989, that as soon as the missile came out of the water, the nozzle went hard over and the rocket just started spinning end over end, just like that.
What we're seeing is definitely not a rocket, because if you look at some of the pictures that are released on the Norwegian websites, you have 18 layers in the spiral. You also can see, if you look at the Daily Mail link, that there is a photograph of it taken in infrared, and the heat signature of the spiral is so substantial that in infrared it actually shows up very bright. Now, that's something they slipped in there. They didn't actually mention why that's important, but you have to remember the stuff that's coming off the edge of a rocket is going to lose heat very quickly once it hits the atmosphere.
Are electrical optical test beds, and part of what they're testing are the effects of these electro-optical devices on a target population.
It widens very substantially. There's one video in particular where you see this black hole make a very sudden, wide movement. And it's very, very obvious when you look at this that what you're seeing is some kind of projection from the ground. The problem is the infrared signature is so high in terms of the amount of heat coming off of this thing that you would literally need not kilowatts of power but gigawatts of power in order to run something that would generate that much light and that much temperature.
The technology necessary to project three-dimensional images to a point in space requires no new breakthroughs in science. We have the technology now. Holograms on a battlefield would be to divert the attention of the enemy, to deliver propaganda or something very frightening to make the enemy run away if you think that he will believe that what you're sending is really an angel, a devil, a UFO.